What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of A Wolf in Geek's Clothing, hosted by yours, Wolfson, and with me is my special guest, the one and only Mike Phoenix Hero. Let's go. Guys, Happy New Year. Welcome to the new 2024 year. And once you know it, the first episode of the year is with my boy, Mike Phoenix Hero, guys. So
in person.
And in person. That's right. In person. So thank you, Mike, as always, for coming over to the show, man. I really appreciate it, man.
No problem.
And shout out to all our homies that are listening to it, man. We really appreciate your love and support, man. Let's get started, man. Let's get started how this year's have been going. So how are you doing? How's the year been treating you so far?
Pretty good. I mean, mostly on vacation. And I played the DLC.
Oh, the Pokemon DLC? Yep. You want to get into it?
We can start there. Yeah.
All right. So if you guys listened to last year's episode, we call it last year, but it's like not too long ago. We talked about the Pokemon DLC games, the Indigo Disc and the Teals of the Mac Part 1 and Part 2, why not? Mm-hmm. So I told Mike, I played the first one, Teal Mask, and I expressed my expressions of it and some of my frustrations. And I waited until the Indigo Disc came about so that way I can play Violet the whole thing, Now that Mike had played it, now we can finally go it, and we're going to do a lot of spoilers about it.
Yeah.
So now we can talk about it. So Mike, you go take the floor. Tell me, what are your thoughts about the Pokemon DLC overall?
I felt it was short, very short, which is a bit let down because of the cost. $30, and it felt like maybe 4 hours total of gameplay.
Mostly.
Yeah. If you don't include grinding and try to capture every Pokemon, I felt like it was pretty short. The story was whatever. I hate Kieran. Or Kiki, whatever his name is.
Kiki, do you love me?
Emotional damage.
I don't know. I thought he was in the teal mask. It was fine. Him throwing the tantrum because the ogre didn't like him was whatever. But then the second DLC where it's he's just super cocky trying to beat everyone. It's bro,
right?
We're gonna beat you. Why is he leave for here? Delaying. You're gonna get beat. Calm down. You're not the best.
The way that we're portraying him is I'm the league. I'm the better than anywhere. It's last time we had this conversation, you weren't that great.
Yeah.
So I can agree with you. I feel like the Kiki character added to the story. I don't know. It kind of feels like more of a child's play.
Yeah.
In a sense that for us Pokemon fans that we've been on this Pokemon wave since Red and Blue, for us it's just this is something that my kid will will understand the story, not something that us fans that are very into it will and I get it, guys. I get it. It's a children's game. I get it. But if you look back at the older generations, like Red and Blue, Gold and Silver, and even Diamond and Pearl and Black and White, some of the characters or the antagonists or even the rivals, they were a little bit pretty hardcore for it to be a children's game. They were going all at it. I mean, guys, we're talking about Team Rocket. They were stealing people's Pokemon.
Yeah.
Team Plasma from Black and White, they were stealing people's Pokemon so they can free them.
Yeah.
Doesn't get a little bit more darker than that, but yeah, that's something that is oh man, the stakes are high. And this Pokemon game, it didn't feel like any stakes were high other than just little children just bitching about and crying about being.
At least for a DLC. I'll say
at least some of the
story
DLC
was crazy because it's the guy's dad is dead because he went to the future.
Yeah.
That was the past,
depending on the version. Yeah.
So that was a bit
that was a little bit dark.
For Pokemon, it's wow, you're.
Yeah, that I'll agree. I'll agree to it. But the DLC, it just felt like I'll give this to my kid, and then my kid will have the time of his life. For me, I'll be
yeah,
you could have done better. And the stakes weren't that big of a deal.
Yeah,
I didn't feel Blueberry Academy beating the Elite Four and being the champion. I don't know. I feel like when you battle Gary or Silver or whoever, whichever version of Pokemon you play, you feel fuck, the stakes are high. I have to beat him because he was such a jerk and whatnot. I feel like they try to do that on this version, but it kind of felt And at the same time, and I mentioned this, I thought there was gonna be like something there that the sudden change all of a sudden about him becoming like I want to beat everybody all of a sudden because he felt like it was weak. I felt like it had to be some influence from a certain Pokemon or something.
Yeah,
because it came out very left field. Like all of a sudden he just smirked and then smiled and it's like I'm gonna beat everybody.
Yeah,
like it didn't feel any genuine growth out of it. It just felt like It's like all of a sudden now you're evil. Now you're like this badass and you want to bully everybody just because you were bully the bully. I don't know.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
It was I agree. I felt it was just out of place. It also, it's like they kept calling it the Pokemon League or Blueberry League. I'm like, bro, you ain't the real Unova League. Boy.
Yeah,
calm down.
Yeah, you're not the real Unova League. Like, Unova League is at a whole different league. You guys are still kids and all this. You're teenagers. You don't know any better.
But something I thought was funny was like, so in Kanto, when you're 10, they're just like, go ahead. Here, it's like, you have to go to the academy.
And then you can go, yo.
That's crazy, bro.
How times change, yeah. and guys, if you look at the Pokemon anime, every season, Ash is still 10.
Yeah, somehow.
Somehow. Don't believe me, but it's true. You can look that up. And he went to how many winters? Like how many leagues?
Yeah.
And he's still 10, and it's like, I don't know. Like, and I will never understand anime logic to this day. I give up on that. Yeah. I give up on that because there's no way to beating that dead horse at that point, man. But yeah, guys, like it's funny how like back then it was like once you become 10, you become a man.
Yeah, yeah,
and then you can start on this journey by yourself, 10 years old with your Pokemon. Which if you look at it, you're like, that's some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Imagine yourself 10 years old and you have to like camp for yourself, fend for yourself, battle Pokemon by yourself, you know, you got no adult supervision and all this. You're just by yourself. Isn't that a little bit crazy?
Yeah. And I think it's funny in the beginning of the DLC, they're like, oh yeah, we contacted your mom to see if we can go on the field trip.
Hold up.
And I'm just
wait
like,
a minute.
Bro, back in Kanto, there's no contacting your mom, bro.
Your mom doesn't even give a shit at that point.
Here's some running shoes.
Here's some running shoes. Go run. No, that back then in the DLC, back then in the original Pokemon games, like there is no contact to your mom. Your mom is like, well, now you're a boy, now you're a man. Now you gotta fend up for yourself all by yourself. No contact. That's it. The only contact you'll have with your mom is once you defeat the Pokemon League, you end up at her house, you know, resting. It's like, oh, congratulations, my new champion, and that's it. That's the only contact for the entirety of the game, which is wild. Yeah, very crazy.
So I thought that was like unique. That it's like the whole setting is like you're at an academy, but when you play Unova, like again, you're not in a school or anything. You start off your journey, so it's like I guess some people want to like go in the academy and think they'll have like a leg up or something. But
maybe that's like the times have changed, you know. Maybe it's not just like the game itself. Maybe it's just like Pokemon's trying to be a little bit more careful. Mm-hmm. Like I'm thinking this in a more larger scale perspective. Maybe they're trying to be a little bit more careful on what they're trying to implement on kids, on youth these days. You know, saying like, oh no, you got to go to school before you go to the league.
Yeah,
which is like, all right. I mean, that's a nice take. I mean, they did it for Sun and Moon, and they did it again for Scarlet and Violet. They didn't do that on the Sword and Shield. No, Sword and Shield was basically go to the gym battles and whatnot. Yeah, I like that.
What's funny though is when you go to Blueberry Academy, right? It's like they're all talking about their league. It's like, bro, I'm the Paldea champ. Like you might be the champ, but I was like, what's Blueberry League, bro? Like I'm a regional champ here, like in Paldea.
There's a famous lyric from Lil Wayne that he says on one of his songs that I heard when we were younger. He says, okay, Gucci, you're a goon, but what's a goon to a goblin?
Yeah.
Meaning like, all right, you're a Blueberry Academy champion. Well, what's a Blueberry Academy champion to a region champ?
To region champ,
yeah, like that ain't nothing. Like that's not apples and oranges. No pun intended on the games because it's all about fruits and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's basically what it was. And I don't know, like the whole game itself, the premise, it felt more of a grind game if you want to catch certain Pokemon more than what you normally would spend on a DLC. That there's like some sort of adventure. Like the adventure itself was like, and I feel like they didn't have to really put it on part 1 and 2 like they did on Sword and Shield. Like like I told you, it could have been just one DLC, and you have 5 hours to yourself, and you're good. But to reach and to catch like the starters, because they allow you to catch the starter Pokemon, I feel like that's like the biggest pain in the ass ever. Because so how it works on when you're on the Indigo list, you have the ability to catch every starter Pokemon from every generation, like all of them, whichever you want, except for the Hisuian versions. Those you have to transfer, like I did. But in this game, in order for you to capture any of those starters, you're not gonna have it right there on the start of the Indigo list. No, you have to grind yourself to get your Blueberry quest points, or short for barbecue. That's kind of wild that they had to make that acronym BBQ, and everybody in the world is reading it as barbecue. But hey, Pokemon as best. And you just have to grind barbecue points for you to actually like donate or donate the certain area that you want to capture. And that's the other thing. You're not gonna capture all the starters all in one certain section of the dome, because the dome itself is divided in 4 elements. You got the ice, coastal, canyon, and savanna, which is the desert. And each of these starters have their own place to be spawned at. So each dome, if you want to upgrade some people so you can catch more Pokemon, bro, you have to spend like 3,000 barbecue points. And I know a lot of people, it's like, that's pretty much nothing. But it's like, no, it is a lot, especially if you're grinding. Because if you don't have friends that can help you like do the Discord to invite people over to your game and then create more points faster that way, and you're doing the solo route, bro, when you're doing some of these quests, most of these quests are like from between 20 to 30, 40 points. Yeah. And you need to get to 3,000 to get one section. Essentially, you have to get 12,000 points, right? 12,000 points to get all those starters. That's a lot of grind. I feel like that's a lot of unnecessary grind just to get all the gen starters. Yeah. And like me, I only have specific gen starters that I love. And I said, like, I'm just gonna grind for Charmander on this one, and on the next one, I'm just gonna grind for a Trico. And that's pretty much it. Getting the Hisuian Samurott, I'll just transfer it from Legends to there, because there's no way I'm just gonna keep grinding more and more and waste more of my time. Even though sometimes it's good, because you still have to capture some of the Pokemon and you still have to grind some of these quests for you to fight against the Elite Four. But I feel that that's another thing. But still, it's just way too much for a little reward. Don't you think?
Yeah, it's a lot of work for not a lot of payoff.
Yeah, so that's why what Mike was telling me, that he didn't do much about it other than, I'll just transfer all my Pokemon here. Yeah, Pokemon home.
Because it's like, I already put in the work in a different generation. So.
Yeah, which, hey, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that, and I feel like, that's it, like, it sucks that we have to do something like that. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, overall, I feel like this DLC itself, if I had to put it on a scale, I'll put it like a 6 or 7 out of 10. 7, I'll be way too modest. It'll be like I'm being too good for it.
Yeah, I think 6 is fine. Yeah,
6 is fine. And if anything, I'll stick with 6.5, 6.5 out of 10, just to be like right then and say that. Because here's another thing that I also told you on the right here. They just announced that they're having another DLC.
Yeah, the epilogue.
The epilogue. I was like, why wouldn't you have that on the Indigo list? Why are we waiting all the way another month?
Yeah, because they want you to be playing until then. Also, one thing that like I thought they could have done was you already beat it, right? Yeah. So you know how you can like bring people over to the school? Yeah. The mentors or whatever? I haven't. You know what? I've heard about it. I didn't start doing that because I was already fed up with it. Oh yeah. So anyway, so like you use the BBQ points and you can bring people over, but the only people you can bring is all from Paldea. And I was like, it would have been cool if you can bring other people from like different regions over.
like having people from the Kanto, Johto, Unova.
Yeah, because like the director tells like, oh, like bringing you and the champ over was like cool. So maybe you should like bring other people over, but it's just like Paldea people, and it's like I'm bringing the champ. You don't need anyone else from Paldea.
Yeah, no, for real.
It's like again, they could have had you could have even brought like the Unova, Elite Four. That would have been interesting.
I felt like I feel like that was a miss. That was a huge miss on their part. That they could have actually done that. Not only that they're hinting. I'm telling you, they're hinting a lot that this year we'll have a remake or a sequel.
Yeah.
Either a remake of Black and White or a sequel to Black and White. Because if the Indigo list didn't tell you anything, then nothing will at that point. And they're also hinting that they're having a Johto game as well. Because if you notice, like the Paradox Pokemon that they had, like the exclusive Paradox Pokemon, they're either Unova Pokemon, like the free swords, or Johto Pokemon, the free legendary cats.
Yeah.
To this day, I'm still saying that it's the cats. There's no chance in hell you're gonna argue with me that no, those are dogs. Technically, they're dogs. No, they're not. Look at fucking Raikou and Entei. They look like a saber-toothed tiger and a freaking lion. You're not gonna tell me there's a dog reference. You're not gonna tell me there's the dog that has this. No, we're not getting into it. We're not getting into it. But you see more Pokemon out of it, and you see the majority of them are like all Johto and Unova, and they're making a lot of Johto and Unova reference. Yeah, a lot.
So you didn't do any of like the mentorship stuff. So
no,
because
you can battle them.
Yeah, so you can battle them. They give you rewards. Some of them are cool. Some of them like here's like a berry you haven't seen. But if you bring them 3 times over, then they'll trade with you a Pokemon that they own.
From one of the ones you battle? Really?
I don't know if it's one of you battle, but it says like it's owned by like that person.
Is it worth like having it? Like, is it like the type of Pokemon? It's like
it has a special ribbon. That's about it. I don't know if it has any IVs or anything. Okay. I just know you can trade, and it says like it's owned by like that, that gym leader, or whoever you brought over. So like, again, I thought it would have been cool if they just did like the Unova Elite Four, maybe Johto, like, or just around. It doesn't have to be those two. It could be like
Hoenn, it could be anyone,
or just all the champs from different regions.
See, didn't Sword and Shield did that? Didn't Sword and Shield like did something similar, like that you were able to battle all the champions, or was it Sun and Moon?
It was Sun and Moon 2.
The Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon.
Yeah, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Yeah.
Oh, okay. See that. Even though Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon was much better than the original Sun and Moon, and the story, including story wise, I feel like that's a good post game.
Yeah,
that's a good post game that you were able to battle all the champions. See that I can get behind that. You slap that on the other games, I'll be like, I could get behind that.
Yeah, it's nostalgia, but it's fun to battle against those people. But something I thought was like, how come they don't do like Battle Frontiers anymore? That would have been cool. Or just it's like, oh, like, Kanto has their own Battle Frontier. Let's copy, and have the Unova or the Blueberry, Frontier, something like that. Right. But they didn't. So I was like, the post game content is just like, you can just battle the gym leaders again. And it's like, okay. And you can trade for their Pokemon. So it's like,
that's a cool feature, I guess. And maybe if they have a certain Pokemon that you can't get it anywhere else, or you don't want to grind to find it or whatever, then you could just get it from an already bolt up and ready to go. Then okay, that's actually a cool feature.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like in this game in particular, this version of game Gen 9. This is Gen 9.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I feel like Game Freak missed so many opportunities and so many things that they could have done that they didn't do it. And I think that's the thing, that people were having those expectations. And you have a large crowd of fans expecting that it was going to be like that. And then they sell you short. You'll be like kind of disappointed. You're like for example, something my cousin keeps telling me that I think like past Kalos. So ever since Sun and Moon, he feels like every new Pokemon design is being sloppy or half-ass or just like average at best. Like there hasn't been like a cool Pokemon design that is like, oh my God, that's a cool design. Like, oh my God, like this is sick design,
Well, besides Iron Valiant. The Paradox Pokemon were cool.
I disagree. I agree with him on what he was saying, but I had to disagree with certain Pokemons. There's certain Pokemons that I love the design itself, and I love the typing. I was like, bro, you can't argue with this one in particular. This one was actually pretty good.
Yeah, but overall, all the new Pokemon from, like, besides the Paradox Pokemon, all the new ones, I was like, nothing was like, oh my God, this is cool. It was just, they were whatever.
Yeah, and the majority of these new Pokemon, there were more of evolutions of older Pokemons.
Yeah.
Like the
Dunsparce.
Yeah. Like King Gambit.
Yeah.
Like
but that one looks cool.
I didn't know that we need a further evolution of the Bishop lineup. But I mean, I like it. It's cool. I like the design and what they were going to. But that's another example. Most of the new Pokemon is just like, okay, I guess. The Paradox, I think like they emphasize a lot more on the Paradox that they did on the newer Pokemon. And I think the only one that I love about the new designs is Batcalibur, the Dragon Ice Pokemon.
Okay, yeah.
That was probably the only one that I like. But even the design itself, it looked like, bro, you got this from Godzilla. Like it's a ice dragon version of Godzilla. Like you can see it. Even on his evolution, you can tell that, oh my God, this is like Godzilla all around. Like if this doesn't tell you that it came from Godzilla, nothing will. Like even Batcalibur's signature move, he has a dragon move called Glaive Rush. Bro, he has a huge spike on his back, which again, Godzilla. He basically jumps over like front flips, and then he goes like this. Just like freaking Godzilla would with
the 90 degree angle.
The 90 degree. He does the same thing. He just 90 degrees and it hits him. And it's a very strong move. Yeah. It's like, come on, bro. If this isn't like average and like what's the term? Lazy writing.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how I felt. Yeah. Lazy writing, lazy designing on some of these Pokemons, you know? Like if you can compare to the first five original gem Pokemons, like from Gen 1 through 5, and you see the design from back then and see the designs now, you can see that some of these designs are not like up to speed or up to the caliber that it should be.
I mean, yes and no, because I feel like some of them are basically like muck. It's just like a purple pile of goop. Like let's not say every single Pokemon. Well, some people are like very elitist about that, and it annoys me too because I'm like, Pidgey is just a bird. Like, there's nothing unique about it.
It's from a pigeon. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like let's calm down. Like some of them are good, but some of them it's just like you're complaining that like one Pokemon looks like a bird, but it's like Pidgey is all Same thing with that Caterpie.
It was Spearow. Spearow's an eagle.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
So it's like some Pokemon were. I think it's like a bit nostalgic when people say that too.
Maybe
because you can find a lot of them that's just like this is just like what is this? You know, like
maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just a lot of old people complaining about it. It's just, I don't know. I feel like this game, I'll leave it as it is. It's 6.5.
Yeah,
6.5. I'm not gonna. And in this epilogue, I've heard a lot of rumors. It's all allegedly speculations. We're all rumoring around, all right? So don't take this, what I'm saying, with a grain of salt. Allegedly, supposedly, rumors have been surfacing about the epilogue. They say that the epilogue is going to reveal a final boss Pokemon, and it's the boss Pokemon that is supposed to be like the reason why the
loyal trio, whatever.
The loyal free.
Yeah.
They transform from whatever Pokemons they were, and they transform to what they are. Like Serendipity, Okidoki, and Monkey Dory. Like this Pokemon is the reason why these Pokemon were like that and why they're mischievous and whatnot. Supposedly that's like the epilogue. I thought it was gonna be like the epilogue is gonna be like, yeah, this is the reason why Kiki became such a sinister bitch. Crybaby at best. But you know, that's what I'm hearing. And I hear a lot of people are saying, not only it's gonna be released this week at January 11. Yeah. The epilogue. And it's a free one. It's a free upgrade, a free DLC. Which is like
Game Freak.
yeah, thank you for the money I spent. I spent $60 because I have both versions and I want to play both versions. But yeah, it's a free one. and it's gonna end the story finally, I guess. And I hear a lot of people in the rumor mill that they say there's a chance that we might get something from Pokemon Direct this week. I hear that we're about to have some Pokemon news, probably the announcement of the new next game. We're way too early about the next Gen 10. Like, way too early.
No, Gen 10 is going to be next generation console. No way it's going to be this generation.
And I agree with you on that. I 100% agree with you on that. And I feel like Gen 10 is probably going to be released. This is me. I feel it's going to get released 2026. You know why? Because I feel like if you look at the patterns, they'll be milking Pokemon a lot more. And now that they've been hinting about these remakes of Unova or Johto, I feel like this year we're probably going to have a Unova game. And next year we'll probably have like a Let's Go Lugia, Let's Go Ho-Ho game.
Yeah.
Just to give some space and some time before Gen 10.
Yeah.
And then 2026, oh yeah, we're releasing the new Pokemon game on the new Switch.
Yeah.
And everybody's gonna buy the Switch. Everybody's gonna be on top of it. It's gonna sell like crazy. Or maybe the next year it won't be like a Let's Go game. Maybe it could be
Legends Celebi.
It could be because I hear a lot of people, they love the Legend Arceus. Mm-hmm. So it is a possibility they can do Celebi, because Celebi is the other Pokemon that time travels.
Yeah.
And Dialga as well. I forgot Dialga's time.
Yeah.
Palkia's space.
But I think they're done with Sinnoh.
Yeah. I think like people were like done with Sinnoh because you did Legends Arceus and then you did Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
Yeah.
And people were loving Arceus. People weren't that crazy with the remakes.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they're gonna do like they can either do a Legends Arceus. Oh, that just came up. Maybe they're gonna do a Legends Celebi, and in that same year, like Let's Go Lugia, Let's Go Ho-Ho.
You think they released 2 games in 1 year?
They already done that before. Legends Arceus was released on January. Legends Arceus were released one, and then that year at the end they were releasing another game.
Okay.
So it is possible because they're putting Legends not as a main core game.
Yeah.
But it's more of another side spin-off game. But it became so popular that it could be another game that they can still make go around. So it is possible. And you get a Legends and a remake all in that 1 year.
But if they do that, it's going to have to be one region. So it's either going to be Johto or Unova. Yeah.
It has, but that's why I feel like this year we will have a Unova game.
Unova, okay.
And next year we'll probably have Legends Celebi, and later we'll have, hey, Let's Go Lugia Ho-Ho, or a remake of Gold and Silver, whatever they want to call it, So I feel that may happen. And then the following year, Gen 10. It's so that way there's like some time stretch. It doesn't feel like, it's only a year apart. No, there's 2-3 years apart of making this the next Gen 10 game,
Yeah.
But these are my speculations. These are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. All right. Anything else you want to add to the Pokemon topic? Or you want to move on to the next one?
Move on to the next. I already said everything I wanted.
All right. Let's move on to the next topic. Next topic is definitely something that we want to talk about, the TCG. Well, here we go. TCG Talk, guys. You guys can skip it later if you're not into TCG. Don't worry, I'll make the chapters again. But we'll have some other things to talk about. Let's do a quick rundown with the TCG. So currently, right now, new year at the TCG. What is it that we want to talk about? Well, first, before we get to the Yu-Gi-Ohs and our recap from yesterday's locals, I definitely want to talk about One Piece just for a little bit. I'm having fun with it. It's very cool to play. It's crazy the amount of money that people are now spending.
Oh, yeah.
Spending.
The cases are like, what, 3,000?
The cases alone. Like, I even saw a freaking box that was going at $1,000.
That's crazy.
Bruh.
And people are buying a box like at 60, like 24 packs booster pack.
Nani?
What? And this is the current like OP5, I believe it's what it's called. Like so far, OP5 is like everybody's spending so much money. And in my head, it's like, how the hell you got this much money to drop just like that?
They're hoping to pull the manga Luffy and then sell it, and then
they hope they pull the manga cards, because those are the cards that are worth thousands of dollars. Everything else is just like whatever, like $50-$60, $100. Nothing crazy. Bandai and its One Piece is so crazy right now. Like, I don't understand how people are literally like spending this much money, like dropping dimes like it was nothing. Like, even just in the logos that we were talking about, how some of the guys coming over and just spend like what, 10 G's?
Yeah.
Drop 10 G's just to get some of the One Piece game cards.
I think he bought only like all the mana panel cards, which is still crazy. 10K is still crazy to spend.
Bro, I feel like that's sick. I feel like that's sick. I don't know. What do you think about that? Dropping 10 G's just like that.
I mean, apparently this guy owns like his own company. So he got money like that. Yeah, that's fine. But don't like spend money and put your like family at risk or like stuff like that. But if you got the money, like spend it how you want. But I don't got money to spend, or I don't got 10K
to drop off like
drop
that.
On. Yeah. But like if he got it, like who am I to judge, you know? But that's still a lot of money, like for a piece of cardboard.
When you say it like that, it sounds crazier and crazier. Yeah. Like I get, like, if I'm like as an audio engineer, I get that if I drop 10 G's on an audio equipment, it's because I know it's like the next level shit and it's an investment and it's gonna help me make money in the future. Mm-hmm. But when you say like dropping 10 G's on a card, that's like on a piece of paper like this big.
I mean, it is an investment. I don't think like they're gonna reprint any manga arts. If they do, Bandai's crazy for that. But it's like in 10 years, he spent maybe like, you know, let's say he spent like 2K on it. It could go up to 4K. I don't think like that's ever gonna drop.
I don't think so either, but that's still a oof.
Like a long time investment.
And it's not a guarantee investment either. Mm-hmm. Because again, what I've always tell you, what happens if we get a reprint sent and we're reprinting the manga version?
Yeah.
So that way everybody in the mothers can afford to have it. That value is gonna crash down like the Hindenburg.
Yeah.
And then itself, now you spend that much money, now it's worth nothing. Now you have to like hold it and wait for another decade to regain that value again. And it's not a guarantee that it's gonna be like full price. It'll probably half the price of what it was worth. Like if you see this in Yu-Gi-Oh as well, like the original Dark Magician or the original Blue Eyes White Dragon from the start deck, that card alone, it could be alone $3,000.
Yeah.
Back then it was just like $20 because everybody can have it. But I remember back then it was pretty expensive until reprints came about and then the value dropped completely. And it's now, like after how many years? 25 years?
25.
Now it's like $3,000. So you want to wait that long? And it's not even a guarantee that's gonna be that worth. It's a risky investment if you're investing on something like that, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah,
that's not savvy. But yeah, I just want to say that One Piece is getting a little bit out of hand, and I feel like that it's gonna crash. I don't know when. Probably in the next core set, because based on what Travis says, in the next core set, like every card that you've got up to now is gonna be worthless.
Yeah.
Which is crazy as it is. This is like, damn, then everything that I've gained right now is gonna be dropped in value and then it's gonna worth nothing. Kind of crazy. I don't know. That it sucks. But yeah, guys, that's the One Piece TCG. Just want to give that little rant.
I did see, I don't know if you saw
what
people on Reddit, they're like banding together to report stores and store owners. Because apparently a lot of people or store owners are buying cases from the suppliers and only selling it if you buy multiple cases. And so apparently, and Bandai like doesn't like that. So they're like you can sell cases, but it's like the fact that they're not even cracking cases to sell like individual boxes.
individual boosters or whatnot.
Yeah, they're just like you can only buy from me if you buy like 5 cases minimum. And so a lot of people are like banding together to like report owners like that.
Good. make
like,
some justice, because that's not fair.
Yeah.
That's not fair, because like, what? The only way for me to get this is I have to buy 5 cases?
Yeah.
I only have money for not even half of a case. You're telling me I have to buy 5?
I can afford 1 box.
Yeah.
Not a case. And then, So like, so people are banding together. They're like, yeah, if you see a store owner, like tell us. And then it's kind of like witch hunting. But it's like, I guess that subreddit doesn't care if you're witch hunting store owners, but they're like, just report it. Like this guy, you know, here's the proof that he's only selling it. So then people just like go and keep spamming like Bandai, like email support or like calling them and saying like, hey, like, you know, this person is an official Bandai store and they're, you know, they're not selling unless I buy 5 entire cases. So so it's just crazy that like people are doing that.
That's wild. And it's not hard to believe, honestly. It's not really hard to believe, but it's just like, bro, I'm telling you, it's getting out of hand, this One Piece train, you know? I wonder how long this is gonna last. And the reason why I'm saying this is because based on what I'm looking at, they're going about based on what the manga is going and the arts that they're going or they're up to right now. So they're not gonna print anything if they're not in that manga. Allegedly, One Piece is about to end this year, like the manga, I believe. I don't know about the series itself, but the manga it's allegedly is about to end either this year or next year, something like that. So what happens when that ends? Like, is the game gonna continue on? Like, what else can you reprint? You know how Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't really need to rely on the anime
because they make their own monsters, archetypes, and all that.
Exactly. Yeah. So you know Yu-Gi-Oh can go for many, many, many years.
Yeah.
And Pokemon, every so often, there's gonna be new Pokemon release games, and that means there's gonna be new Pokemon TCG cards. And sometimes they reprint old versions or make the old versions look even better. So they can go on for years and years. And Dragon Ball, as far as I know, Dragon Ball is the same thing. Dragon Ball has like even the Dragon Ball heroes that they include characters from other
like non-canon,
non-canon characters to the game. So I can see that. So how's that gonna work with One Piece? You think One Piece is gonna continue on with the TCG in aspect, or you think there's gonna be like that's where it ends?
I don't think it's gonna end when Bandai thinks it's gonna be a loss. I think at some point it's like, oh, we're still making money, there's no reason to end it.
Right.
But I think if like they see a decline, they might be like, okay, like One Piece is over. A lot of people are not into it anymore. Like, you know, but Travis says it's a fun game.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if Travis was into One Piece before the game came out. But like if you're like a card fan or like card game fan, everyone says like, oh, One Piece is really fun. So it could just be like people are into it just because it's like the funnest card game they've ever played. So that could like keep it up, even like post like manga finishing. But again, it's like if you just don't release any new cards, it's like after a year, it's like, okay, it's the same format after a year. It just gets boring. I mean, I don't know, because then people still play Go format for, 20 years. So
Go Edison, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe like people are into that. But
I don't know. It's a fun game. It's definitely a fun game. I enjoy playing it. And I'm okay with the investment that I made. It wasn't that much. And I'm happy with it. I'm not planning to invest even more. I'm planning to just keep playing just for fun, just for fun's sakes,
Yeah.
Travis tells me yesterday, hey, are you enjoying it? It's like, yeah, of course, it's freaking fun. It's like, oh, I don't see you any on the Fridays. It's like, bro, like you can't. I can commit the Saturdays. I don't know if I can commit fully on Fridays. Fridays is after work, and I work in Like I work at like in Coral Gables area. For me to get to Coral Gables to Davie on 5 o'clock hour, no, bro. Like I don't know if I can make that commitment, and let alone I don't know if I can make that commitment with my wife.
Yeah,
I don't know if my wife's gonna let me. My wife is okay with once a week. I don't know if she's okay with twice a week or something, But yeah, like it's a good. I'm just being skeptical at this. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just too cautious because I've seen this happening so many times with Yu-Gi-Oh that maybe that's why I'm a bit scared of it. That's One Piece news for you guys. That's my little rant for One Piece. Our rant from Yu-Gi-Oh, however, goes a little bit further beyond Plus Ultra at that point. Yeah, so right now, January, we're only having two releases. We're having Maze of Millennia and the 2 starter deck that's like a 60 card deck.
That's coming out in January?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's coming at the like a week before the sneak peek of
Phantom Nightmare.
Phantom Nightmare, and the next core set that's happening February. Yeah. Maze of Millennia. Honestly, the only thing I'm getting there is Bonfire. And even that, I'm still skeptical of getting it. I don't even know if I'm really gonna get it or not. Because this reprint set or this new set or whatever you want to call this set, there's not that much investment on it. Unless you really want to get the collector's rare or the Starlight, whatever.
Well, they haven't done the full reveal.
No, they haven't.
They've only shown like the cover, which is like, yeah, we have Flame Swordman like support and then Bonfire, but it's like that's like a maybe like what is it 80 card deck list.
Yeah,
so it's like we don't know, or card list, we don't know like what the other cards are.
Yeah, some people are speculating Chaos Angel could be reprinted there or Frost.
They do reprints in that set. Yes, they did.
It wouldn't be a surprise, and that would be a good thing for Konami to do. Just like Frost and Chaos Angel there, because otherwise you're not gonna see those cards until the 10s, and that's like a year away, or less than a year away. But still, that's a lot of months from now. Speculations, like I can't say for sure. I just feel like right now there's nothing in my body that's telling me yes, spend money on this. Like my body's telling me spend money on the second core set that's coming out halfway through the year, which is April that they announce it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only money I'm gonna spend just to get the Fire Dragons. Other than that, I don't see any. I don't see any value invested. Like Bonfire probably, and the rest of it. And I'm still skeptical about it. And then you got this other reprint set that's a deck alone.
The 2-player?
Yeah, the 2-player. So we know for sure you're getting some Vanadium reprints, and you're getting some you're getting Zeus reprint.
Yeah.
That's for sure it's happening, So I don't know. I think I'm gonna offload my Vanadium cards because I just have that eerie feeling that they're probably gonna reprint Astrolabe. I just have this eerie feeling. And the reason why I'm saying it, it's because and when I read the description, it says that in this deck consists of 2 decks. One deck is gonna be like a certain way, the other way it's gonna be there. There's Fusion, Synchro, Etsy, and Link on these decks.
Mm-hmm.
That already scares me enough because it's like, wait, hold on. As a Vanadium player, you don't have Etsy monsters unless you put on Typhoon.
Yeah.
So as a Vanadium player, the only monsters you have is Link, Fusion, and the Synchros. So for sure they're gonna have the Synchro because the Realm Heart is in the cover. I have an eerie feeling that they're gonna put Astrolabe there as the Fusion, and then the other one will be.
I disagree with you. Did you see the like 5 cards they showed?
No. On the deck you're talking about?
Yeah.
The deck?
Yeah.
I saw. I mean, I know. I saw Visa Starfrost.
You saw that card in there?
I saw it in the symbol, like in the card design, in the cardboard design.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was Zeus and Reinhardt, and then underneath there's like other smaller pictures like faded, and one of them was Visas.
One of them Visas. Okay, because they already showcased a couple.
Mm-hmm.
It was Dark Magician
on the deck.
Bruh.
Sparkman, Elemental Hero Sparkman.
Bruh.
Eldritch.
Bruh.
Was in it. Yeah.
NANI?
They're literally trying to showcase. Okay, I don't know if you know, but there's like this. It's not like a set you can buy, but it's called like the demo deck.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And I think they're just getting cards from demo deck and adding it
NANI?
because they already know, or they had a description of how to show to like normal summon, fusion summon.
Yeah.
So Sparkman is there to literally go like, this is your normal summon, this is poly, and you're going to use like
this and this,
like Clayman in hand to like fuse or something,
okay.
So they've already done a demo deck, and that's why like I was reading Reddit, people were like why is Sparkman in there, blah blah blah, and it's like that's because like these cards are like tried and true for how they like demo how to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
And so Sparkman being there was like, I knew Sparkman was going to be in there. People said like it's not, and then when they showcased that it was, I was like, yeah, it's just the demo deck, but then updated.
My face of disappointment.
And it's funny because like I wish I knew the other cards because everyone just kept making fun of it because they're like one card is not like the other, and it was Eldritch. It was just like Dark Magician, Sparkman, other stuff, and then it was just like Eldritch, the Golden Lord.
Among Us.
Yeah.
One of us is an imposter. Yeah. I wonder who it is.
So like, again, I don't know what they're doing this set, but it might not be like, it might be like a 2-player set, but it might not be competitive at all. They might have some competitive cards, but it's not going to be competitive deck for you to just like pick up and be like, I'm taking this to locals.
No, I agree with you. I feel like that's like what you say, a demo deck. It's a deck for you to learn how to play. Anybody who's trying to get into Yu-Gi-Oh now, they buy that, they go with a friend of theirs, and they get to interact with each other and learn how to play the game. And once, I think that's like a much more better version of how to learn how to play the game. Don't you agree?
Yeah, and I think it's supposed to come like a manga that like describing you how to play the game. So like it's like an instruction set, but it's not like just text. It's just like this is how you're supposed to like normal summon. And then with the Eldritch, it's like I'm guessing it's like, oh, you can like summon things back from the graveyard,
right?
And blah blah blah. So I think it's just there just to teach you how to play. And so I don't think you're not gonna get a Vanadium deck in my opinion. Like Visa Starfire might be there to just show you how to special summon it, or just because do you need that to summon Prime Heart?
No, Prime Heart requires like a lot. I think it's a light tuner or a light monster. It's one of those requirements. It needs a light monster. Visa is a light monster.
Okay.
So maybe a light tuner and a 1 plus tuners plus 1 light monster. So you just need 1 light monster. And Visa's is a light monster, so you can consider. And it says 1 plus tuners plus light monster.
I found the picture. Dark Magician, Eldritch, Sparkman. Swords are revealing light
and
Magic Cylinder.
NANI?
These are all demo deck cards, bro. Except for Eldritch.
I give way too much credit to Konami. I need to stop doing that, bro.
I mean, if you want to offload your stuff, you can. But I'm just saying that, like, I think this is gonna be this is what a trap is. Magic Cylinder.
Yeah. I don't know. There's certain decks that I want to offload right now because I don't know, based on the format that we're playing right now, it's just I just feel like about it. You know, there's not that much of there is that diversity, but there's not that much of a fun aspect overall. That's why I'm looking into other rogue decks. I might actually go back to Punk again. I might go back to Punk again and play it, mix it with the goblins that are happening in Phantom Nightmare.
Yeah.
So if the goblins look like they're pretty cheap to get, like I'll get them. If not, I'm not gonna even bother. I'm not gonna even bother, getting them if they're not that cheap. If it's expensive, like nah, I'll wait for those,
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about the locals because I have some thoughts about my deck and I want to hear your thoughts about yours. I'm gonna do a very quick recap of it. So it was 4 rounds. I did pretty good. On all 4 rounds. There's just like the last round that I bricked hard in the first turn. That was probably, which is, it's not bad. It's not bad if you look at it like how many rounds do you play?
4.
4 rounds.
Yeah.
How many times do you have to play? 2, right?
2 or 3. Yeah.
2 or 3. So let's do the average of 3 on every round. So it's 3, 6, 9,
12,
and then 12. So out of the 12 games, you only bricked once. So 11 out of 12, that's a pretty high consistency.
Yeah.
If you ask me. So I'm happy with it. I feel like there's nothing for me to change on my main core decks. Probably I will in my extra deck and probably on my side. But I can see how Centurion Horus struggles with certain meta decks. My first one was against Jesus. Who did I play against first? I know I was in the back, and I was like, I think I was playing with this guy, a goal second. Oh, zombie branded, like Skull Servant branded.
Yeah,
Skull Servant branded. That's what I was playing against.
Okay.
So I did good. I did fairly good. That I did both courses, and it's because the guy let me go first on both games. I'm like,
You're getting Calamity Lock.
Like, you're going to get Calamity Lock, bro. If you don't stop me, if you don't have a Nibiru, if you don't have an Ash or Imperner or something to stop my plays, you're going to get Calamity Lock. And that's what I did. I Calamity Lock. I ended it the round, like 20 minutes left of the round. I was like, well, there you go. Second game, it was against I can't believe I blanked out all the people that I played yesterday. Who did I play against yesterday? Which was another.
Not George?
No, it wasn't George. No, Lulu's student, the kid, the one.
The tier limit.
Tier limit, yeah. I play against tier limits, and I Calamity Locked twice on him on both rounds.
Yeah, he showed me his mills, and then he was crying. I'm like, this is why you don't play tier.
This is why
he like milled like his like all his like lightning storms and stuff, and I was like, okay.
I saw it. I was like, bro, what are you having like lightning storm and all this? But in both turns, I have ways to counter it. So I was just like, I got this, you know. And then round 3, it resulted on a draw with this new player that came out. He said this is his second time going on a local tournament. He just picked up Fire King and whatnot. And let me tell you, based on how he played, he did pretty good. So I want to give my flowers to this new player with his Fire King. But I noticed that Fire King is definitely a very hard matchup with me. Like with playing Centurion Horus. Yeah. Very hard because all of my monsters, basically, they're all pop effects. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what Fire King needs. They need to be popped or destroyed or whatever.
You're going to pop me?
Yeah, exactly. What? You just popped this monster? Oh, okay. Anyways, effect, graveyard, special, and then pop you. Crazy things. But I did what you told me. I made sure that he did all his interactions correctly. Yeah. And he wasn't cheating. He knew the interactions and he was well aware of it. So I appreciate him going step by step with me, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do. We ended on a draw, even though it was supposed to be a win for him, because I didn't realize we both forgot that I upstart goblin him twice. So he was 10. So he was at 10,000 life points ahead of me. So he should have won that round. Mm-hmm. But we both didn't realize because we were both, onto the game. And yeah, Fire King it's a hard matchup for me. And then when I was playing, don't clown me, all right? Just be easy. I don't know why I have a struggle, at least with this deck. I have a struggle with Galaxy Photon.
Oh, if you let that deck pop, you lose. I don't care what deck you're playing. If you cannot stop it at the right point, everything is like unaffected. Everything. That's a rogue deck that if it goes unchecked, you lose. I mean, but that's the definition of rogue. It's a good deck in the best, circumstance.
Yeah. And I Calamity Locked him once on game 2, and he still managed to try to up me.
Yeah.
He still tried to up me. And I was like, how the fuck? Oh, because he had this one card. I thought it's going to be GG. But he had this one card. I forgot what it was. I think it was Photon Jumper or something when you declare battle state or when you're on battle state and you attack a monster. It's a Gorse. Okay. It basically is a Gorse or a battle fader. Special summons and then skips the battle phase. Like it ends it right away. I was like, fuck. And I had all this arsenal of monsters on my field ready to like climb up his life points. And he just like battle fade me with his Galaxy monster. I was like, oh fuck. Now I had to re-strategize now. Because I can't believe I Calamity Locked him and he still went up against me.
Yeah.
I have such a hard time with him. And it's with Centurion Horus. It is with Centurion Horus when I play against him, because when I used to play Punk Cash and Vanquish Soul against him, I always win.
But he wasn't playing Galaxy Eyes back then.
No, he was playing was it DDD or was it another deck?
Generator.
And
Dogmatica, the one that's like you have to banish like half of your extra deck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Yeah.
I remember when I was at Vanquish Soul and he was starting with the Galaxy, I had no issues. It was just easy play.
Yeah.
But now when I switch it to Manadian, it was hard. And which is kind of wild because it's like, what? With Manadian and Centurion, 2 different decks, and I'm still struggling with Galaxy Photon. That was like, and I had to think myself like, all right, bro, like my deck is great. There's not that much of a change that I need. But now I have to like, okay, what is it that I can do to remove it? Underworld Goddess or Kaiju. Now I think I have to like side in Kaiju or Underworld Goddess either or just to like eliminate him, because otherwise it's a 12,000 beat stick running over you. It's crazy. But that was like my only frustrations. It's like I can't believe I lost that game against Galaxy Photon, man. It's for some reason it's a strong deck and it's a hard deck to Centurion against Fire King. So I'm like, all right, I don't know what to do. Should I play Orcus again? Orcus is kind of weird. Should I go back to Vanquish, or should I just wait it out and play other decks that I own, like Punk?
Yeah.
Just play Punk Cash again, and because I'm very great at it. Like I know that deck from inside out, and I know all the combos, and I know how to remove. I know like it always gets interruptions. So I'm thinking of that. I'm thinking of like adding the Punk with the Goblins. I don't know. I'm in that weird space right now with Centurion, which I love the deck. I have no issues. But if I keep losing my deck against the same decks, then it's not me. It's actually the deck itself that has a hard time to go against. Until I see some new support for Centurion later down the road, like, I don't know. What's your thoughts? And then you tell me that you're back again at Cash.
Yeah, I'm back with Cash. I guess I'll do your deck. Your deck is good. Did you not do the Magistus combo?
No, and I think that was one mistake I should have that I didn't do. I didn't. The Magistus combo doesn't make sense on Fire King, but it does make sense on his Galaxy Photon.
Yeah.
And I should have Galaxy Photon. I should have Magistus combo him before he would have gone to that. But at the weird game state that we were in, it would have not matter. It wouldn't matter because it's still a 4,000 beat stick, and it still would have run me over.
Yeah.
So it's just like it was just a weird way. I don't know. But that's why exactly why I have the Magistus to lock him down on that seeds. But I forgot he also has links, like he has Avermats in it.
Yeah.
He has other stuff that he can just like, he doesn't have to rely on the XC. He can just like Avermats me and that's it.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit. So yeah.
Probably Kaiju. If it goes into like, if you stop his XCs going to Air Max, it's like, well, Kaiju that away.
Yeah, I guess I'll start putting Gamma Seals again. Phantasme is also good. Phantasme helped me a lot yesterday. I didn't realize.
Oh, you were using it? Okay.
Yeah, Phantasme. But I noticed that Phantasme was good for like, I guess like the two decks that I played against, like the tier and the Galaxy Photon player. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure if I would have faced George with his D-Link, Phantasme is like the best OG card that you will have.
Yeah.
But in every other deck, I feel like, I don't know. Maybe I'll switch out Phantasme for a bit just to test out the water, see how it feels. Or the DD Crows. I definitely did not see DD Crow a lot at all. I didn't draw it, and it didn't feel like the decks that I was playing against like really matter if I DD Crow them. We'll see. I don't know. We're still testing, but I don't want to change much because there's nothing wrong with the deck. The deck is good. It's just the players or the decks that I'm going against. It's just what hinders it. So I don't know what else can I eliminate. And I don't know, maybe people say just go pure. That's like, there's a problem with going pure. And the reason I don't go pure is because when you do pure, all your deck is like, more than half of your deck is non-engine cards.
Yeah.
And you run a risk of breaking with non-engine cards when your first hand is a full hand traps. And the reason why I play Horus is that when I go second, I can literally just side out the entire Horus deck, and I could just side in every side card that I have. Easy stuff. I didn't have to think twice. I just side out, put it right there.
The 3M SETI, the sarcophagus.
The sarcophagus, the vision resonator. It's just a quick side out and ban. I don't have to think twice about it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna play it out until I see new support. And I want the Fire Dragon. That's what I want on the
next.
That's
what you want?
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna put my money in it for now. Your thoughts? Let's go with you on the cash, man.
Oh my god! So I showed you my deck list. It's like going second,
which was teched out completely. And I feel like, bro, like, how are you gonna lose with this?
Oh, I did. No, but I'll tell you. So game one, I think Alex and George are my worst matchup. If I play against them, I'm like, this is almost like a guaranteed loss. I beat Alex. I was so happy. Shout out to Alex.
Shout out to you, brother. Thank you for the follower, man.
Yeah. I beat him. I was like, oh my god, finally. And it was interesting because like we were like in a game state where like we didn't have like much cards in hand, and he summoned like one of his. I think he was playing Scareclaw Cash, because you know how like when I activate Unicorn, I can see his extra deck. He didn't have any of the synchro stuff.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, he's not on Vanadium. At least for today, he's not on Vanadium. So I was like, interesting. It's like he summoned something, and then I just like tribute my own Rise Heart with enemy controller to take that, so he couldn't link, and that's how I won. I was like, yes, enemy controller came out, because that's like one of the last cards I added to my deck, because I was like unsure to add it, but it really helps because I'm like, okay, if you're gonna link climb, I'm just gonna take what you're link climbing with. If you're gonna XC summon, I'm gonna take that, or like if you're gonna overlay, take it. And even if I have to give it back, it's just like I stopped you from going off. So I beat him. Game 2 was against the Fire King guy. And I was getting so annoyed because I was not opening any monster. But like I was able to like delay him because I know Fire King because I played it for the 2 weeks. So like I knew all the stuff. And it's just like, please, can I just get a monster? And it's like draw, and it's like thrust, draw, triple tactics. And I'm like, he's like, I'm not doing anything to activate an effect for make my cards live. So I was just like, do I want to take thrust out for maybe prosperities again? Because that would have been more helpful. Because it's just like I had so many dead cards in hand that was like, I'm losing because I can't get a monster. And then I think I finally got terraforming. Yeah. And then when I was looking for my like card, I saw like all my monsters were like clumped up. And I was like, oh my, and they were like, it's gonna be my next draw too. It was like Fenrir, Unicorn, Rise Heart, Fenrir, and I was like, why are they all clumped up? And it was like I couldn't get any. There's like one game where he had his 2 level 8s, and I was like with mind control, but it's like I can't do anything because mind control you can attack or tribute it.
But you can link off and you can fusion.
I could have, but yeah, but I don't run in level 8s.
Oh.
And so what happened was if I linked off, I was like, I'm just going to get SP and then not have anything. Like, because then he's just going to like summon any like of the...
Any of the Scareclaws?
No, so this is Fire King.
Oh,
so he's just,
the Fire King.
Yeah, so he's just going to summon like the beat sticks and just run me over.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I was like, there was no point. But that's why I was showing you the numbers 6-8.
Yeah.
The Sky Prison.
Yeah.
I think I might add that because there's a lot of level 8s because the horse is level 8, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just
They're
like,
all level 8.
Yeah, because if I would have taken his 2, like I think I had Change of Heart and Mind Control, taken them, go into that, activate it, he can't summon from Graveyard anymore. But like neither of us can summon from Graveyard, but it's like, I don't care, I can summon from Banish. So I was like, I feel like if I can use like people's horses or Fire King stuff,
right? Just
having that there, I think would have been good.
Keep forgetting those Fire King beat sticks are level 8s.
Yeah. And that's the one thing I hate about Kashtira. And like I get it because it's lore wise, but like once you summon Rise Heart or you use Theosis, like you can't use any other summoning mechanic. But you don't have that restriction in Vanadium, right?
No. I'm trying to think on Vanadium. No, as of to my knowledge, you correct me down. But I'm right now doing the combo in my head. So like you do the Vanadium, you synchro off.
Yeah.
Get the cross sheep, get the banish graveyard.
Oh yeah, you're not locked in. Once you take cross sheep, you're not locked in. And then same thing with Tear Lament, like you're not locked into anything. But like with Kashtira, the lore is like Rise Heart, he thinks he's the original. Yeah. I guess like
Rise Heart, he thinks that he's the original Visa.
So is that arrogance of like not wanting to have any other summoning mechanic?
Yeah.
So it kind of like backfired because sometimes I'll summon stuff and then I'm like, I could mind control, but then I can't do anything with your thing because I can't link anymore.
Right.
Because I already got Rise Heart. So I was kind of like, I think level 8's the best thing to do because I already have a Biz Dweller. My people some level 4s, I can just take it, cool, go into Biz Dweller. If they use Fenrir, give me that Fenrir, bro.
Yeah, seriously, give me that.
Give me that Fenrir. I didn't open any monsters, but you did. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like level 8's just against Fire King and Horus. If we have 2 Horus cards, I'm gonna take them and then go into Sky Prison. I think it'll be good. But so that happened against the Fire King again, just horrible hands. I just really hate that like with mind control you can't attack or tribute.
Right.
Because like you don't even have the like serenity of having like enemy controller because you can't tribute what you just took. I'm gonna go like mind control. Cool, I took it.
And then you can just sacrifice.
Yep, I can't take it.
Yeah.
I can't use mind control.
Steal you can.
Yeah, with Snatch Steal, yeah, but it's only at 1.
Yeah.
If I could run 2 Snatch Steals, 2 Change of Hearts, my deck would be 100% better. But game 3 was against the Red Dragon Archfiend guy. And he was cool, but he's new. So I was telling him like I had to like teach him stuff. And then when I shifter him, I had to explain all the
mechanics of
shifter and like what's the difference between discarding and send the grave. Because I kept telling him like, what does the card say? He's like, oh, it says discard. And I'm like, I finally read it because he also was hesitant to show me the card he was trying to activate. I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to cheat you. But then he activated. I'm like, yeah, you can't activate it. He's like, why? I'm like, because it says send the grave. He's like, oh, so it's discard. I'm like, no, discard and send the grave are two different things.
Two different meanings, man.
Yeah. So just because you think you're doing the same action, that doesn't mean like it's the same thing. So I had to like explain that. So then he won game 1. I won game 2. And there were like 4 seconds on the clock. So then it was just a draw. And I was like, I didn't care because I was like, yeah, I mean, like if I didn't take time to explain the mechanics to him, probably would have had more time and I probably could have won with burn. But I was like, whatever. I'm like, listen, like you're learning. I'm not gonna be like pissed off.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because he also knew like his card. So I was also like, good, like you know your cards. I hate when people come with a deck and they don't know their own cards.
They're doing, and you're like, yo, you can't do that. It's like, what are you talking about? I can't. It's like that. It doesn't play like that.
It doesn't play like yeah. And then game 3 was against Axel. I'm sorry, game 4 was against Axel. Game 1, got it. Game 2, I got it. And it was I did the same thing where like I wait with my imperm to imperm their chimera. Because they can't use the effects because they don't control the what is it, Gazelle, the mystical beast. Because like the effect is like this card's name becomes this.
Yeah.
And that's a continuous. So then when I imperm it, I'm like, he was trying to like get the Chimera Fusion back. I'm like, you can't. He's like, why? He's like, you don't control that monster. And he's like, yeah, I do. And I'm like, no, you don't. It's negated. Therefore, the continuous effect is not applied anymore. So it's just like, again, it's like knowing the effects and knowing the cards of like, it was like, I just know like if I can't, my impermanent's not going to stop your like mirror sword because you tribute it for cost and stuff. So I'm just saving it. So, because also like he rips 1 card from hand when he summoned.
Oh.
So I'm like, or at the end phase, he gets to rip 1, but you have to activate it on summon. So he activated, I'm just like imperm. So I'm not getting the hand rip. And I'm also like preventing you from grabbing your stuff back because you don't control Gazelle anymore. But then game 3 came into time. Somehow, I don't understand because I side this in the Raid Raptor Napalm. It's basically, I know. I showed you. Yeah, it's an ignition that you just burn for 600, but you can't activate effects anymore. And other than Raid Raptors, I always side it in game 3, and I always draw it, and it's annoying because it's like I run the the rank 7 Raid Raptor to special summon it, and then it's just like it's in my hand. I'm like, why? So this whole game,
Yugioh at his best, guys.
Yeah. So game 3, I was just trying to bait every single one of his cards, and then because all I need to do was normal summon, ignition, and so. I'm baiting. I go into 2 big eyes. Again, they already called time. So I'm telling Austin, I'm like, yo, this is end around procedures. I still have to end my phase, you know? And then I go like double big eye, negates it, blah, 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 banishes. And I'm like, okay, I have talents. And what's it called? The Napalm. I go into talents. And I was like, give me your Mirror Jade. And then I normal summon Napalm. And then he goes into Biru. And I was like, and he already discarded 1 for his combo. So I was like, there's no way he drew 2. And then I was like, if I used talents to look at his hand, I probably would have seen the Biru and just shuffled it back in.
Yeah.
And and then he Biru'd me, and I was like, it's ignition. Cause like it's not a trigger. If it was trigger, I would have won because like I would go first then because I have priority. So it's like trigger mine and then go. But the second I normal summon, he's just like beer. And I was like, okay. So it ended in a draw. I mean, it was very back and forth, but for me, it was just like, yeah. I mean, again, I would play differently if we weren't on time because I don't go into like 5 summons often. That was like the first game where that was the first game I XC summoned. The entire like 12 like games. That was the first time I XC summoned. I was just like, okay, big eye, which is weird that he didn't just stop me at the big eye. Because, yeah, I don't know. But it was just like so annoying. I was like, oh my God, I had the burn card. and I just couldn't activate it. Because once he Nibiru me, I'm like, it's over. And then he was like,
yeah,
we can keep going. Like, there's nothing to go. Like, that's my only burn. I guess I could have gone into was it the flare metal?
Yeah,
to try to also
to burn for time.
To burn, yeah. It's like, maybe I should have done both, but then I don't know. Again, it's just dumb that like you have to go into like time and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was just like this is the only thing I hate about this game is going to time.
And that's the funny thing that they did increase the time. Before it was 40 minutes, now it's 45, and it's still not enough.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And the thing is, like, and for me, Axel, we're going back and forth. Like I think he's only played for maybe 6 weeks now, and he like knows his deck in and out. So I'm like, there's no like he was slow playing or anything. It was just like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I'm like, we're playing nonstop, and 45 minutes is still not enough, which is like crazy. But yeah, so I'm thinking taking out a rank 7 for Sky Prison might be good, just again for Horus and stuff.
Just in case you do mind control snaps, and then just have something to rank off just in case.
Yeah, but I think I might take out Thrust because I'm like, I had that card too many times in hand and it was not live. And say like, I don't want to take out Tactics because I like the draw 2 or the steal.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, like against a Fire King guy, I had 2 Thrust in hand and I'm like, I can't do anything because there's nothing for me to bait bait activation. So I was just like, well, I have 2 deck cards in hand. And then also like I bricked against him with Shifter because I shifted him and so I opened with 2 shifters. And then my next top deck was my 3rd shifter. And I'm like, I'm getting punished for playing Shifter.
I've never heard that. Cashier getting punished for playing Shifter.
I'm like, I had nothing else. I was like, okay. I'm like, you got it. I can't with the 3. And I told myself, I'm gonna not play 3 shifters. But I was like, this card, like, it's because I don't think Cashier has enough engine to like win. So I'm playing all these second going cards. But it's like, if I can just like draw you or shifter you, it should be enough that like the game stays simple or just having 1 summon and maybe 1 snatch steal or 1 take thing could be enough for me to just stop you or win. But it was just, I was not getting my monsters and I was just getting multiple shifters. And there's one game where I had 2 draws against Axel's. I had 2 draws and I was like, what am I supposed to do with it? Like on my turn. Like, so I don't know, like maybe I'll go back to Fire Kings because I see the consistency with Fire King.
And now it's going to be even more consistent.
Yeah. With
the new Bonfire and the Ponets, the new, what's the Populist? That's the Snake Eye one.
Yeah, I might go to it because even I think all the other like Fire Kings players, like no one is playing the Diabell Star end.
I've noticed that too.
Because no one can afford it. I'm just like, I'm here with my quarter centuries, but that's a different story. But yeah, because
talk about the other player dropping 10 G's on a card.
That's not 10 G's, bro.
My bad. $500, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I can't even reach a G exactly. But yeah, because like there's times where like I can't do anything, and the Diabell is like shuffle back. I draw, and then I always draw Fenrir somehow.
Wow.
And I'm like, I feel like having that Kashtira. You know how like Harvard cards?
Yeah.
It's like I have this connection with Kashtira. Like knows I'm gonna lose, and I'll just be like,
for sure you have a connection with Kashtira. You do not want to let it go for sure.
It's a fun deck. I just wish I wish we had another boss monster. It doesn't have to be a floodgate, but just something. Because it's just like all the rank 7s, like they're toolboxy, but it's just not enough. And there's no other package that works with like banished cards. Because people say, oh, run away Horus. And I'm like, but I need my graveyard.
Yeah.
So it's like the whole purpose is like I'm running Shifter because Shifter is supposed to stop you so you're in a simple game state where it's like maybe you summon 1 or 2 things, you linked off, and it's just like cool. Or maybe I can just be toxic and do going first and just have 3 anti-spell, 3 summon limits.
Whatever it takes to win, bro. Whatever it takes.
But speaking of that, we were on vacation when the ban list came out.
Yo, let's do a quick talk about the ban list before we move to the last 2 topics that we got.
Yeah. I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah. Pull out the ban list because when we released the episode and 2 days later the ban list was out, it was like, fuck, bro. Yeah. This was your typical Christmas, I guess.
Yeah.
And once you know it, if you counted all the cards that they hit or ban or release, add them up, they're all 25 cards.
Yeah, the 20. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why they gave me Unicorn back. They were just like, just have it.
Just have it.
Oh,
so
yeah. First card was Agito.
Banned.
Agito and Kelbeck banned. Because tier limit.
Tier limit. But they were already limited to them, right?
Yeah.
Was tier limit becoming a thing again? Or is it because there was so much consistency on the regionals that it was like, all right, we need to cut this deck completely?
I don't know about consistency. It's just a lot of people are playing, like signing up to play with it. And I think Konami is trying to sell other stuff. And they're like, you have to let tier die.
Yeah.
Because like it's like you're still playing cards from Power of the Elements. Because they hit every archetype in that, right?
Yeah. They hit
Sprite.
They hit Sprite with the elf and starters, and they released starter.
Yeah.
That's later on. We'll talk. Tiers, yeah.
And then it wasn't Mathmech in it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they hit
Mathmech Circular.
That one I didn't understand. What was Circular was at one and Mathmech was at a fin. Like I haven't seen any lists since they hit.
Yeah.
So it's like that was kind of preemptively strike for what? Like, is there like a new cyber support that I wasn't aware of?
No, I think they're just hitting everything from Power of the Element. I think they just realized that like we can't sell other stuff, so people let it go. With Mathmech, I fought it so many times. And I've never lost to it. And a lot of YouTubers, I even comment on YouTubers things. I'm just like, I don't understand his deck still. Because like, I've beat it with Heroes. Oh, my bad.
Don't worry.
I beat it with Heroes. I beat it with S-Force. I beat it with Cash. I even beat it when I was playing Dark Mission Girl Branded.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've never lost to this deck. And I'm just like, I see that like maybe they draw, twice or whatever, but I'm just like, your 2 draws are not enough to beat me,
Yeah.
But and then next was Isolde because of
Infernoble. Yeah, that's another deck that people do not want to let go. And Konami is like, all right, we're just gonna kill this deck again once and for all. To hopefully kill it. But they'll come back somehow.
Okay.
Now the limited
Unchained Soul Shavara.
So that was a good. I guess that was a fair deal with Unchained because Unchained was going way too rampant, and that card alone to be a common, it was still broken.
Yeah,
I guess I would have settled with 1 Jama because you need two or 3 Jamas, but limited that one, fair game. All right, you made your point.
Rescue Ace Airlifter.
They needed to hit Rescue Ace in some way.
Yeah, without killing it.
Yeah. So that was a good call as well. It was getting out of hand.
Redox.
We called it.
Yeah.
We called
Dragon
it.
Rulers can come out.
We call it. Now we're waiting for title. And just before we were recording this episode, I show Mike, Dual Evolution, the channel, shout out to them. They just released a Dragon Rulers deck for this year. So I'm gonna invest and I'm gonna check on it, see if it looks good or not.
Yeah.
But Redots title, we're waiting for it. I don't know why they didn't release title, which is kind of odd. It's like if you're gonna release Blaster and then Redots, you might as well have title in it.
Yeah.
But maybe on the next ban list, we'll see.
Orcus, Harpour. Another one I said we said like that could come out.
Finally. Orcus can be playable, and everybody's now on the Orcus train.
Yeah. HBO.
HBO basically.
Yeah, Horus, Bestial, Orcus.
Now, as an Orcus player that I've been during the TOS format, I love Orcus. I don't know, as good as a mid-range deck that it is, I don't know how good it is in this current format. I've seen a lot of people hyping and coping with Orcus. It's like, I would love to play Orcus, but I just don't feel it's like, doesn't do much. It doesn't have that much interaction. And you still have to invest money on Horus and Bestials if you don't even have them.
Yeah.
I already have all my Horus, Bestials, and Orcus. Actually, I sold my Lubellians. So I was like, well, not anymore. I can't play it. But they should have limited Colossus at that point.
Yeah.
That's the last one of the TOS format that they need to limit.
The next 3, I'm going to group them together. Goes in Rivalry of the Warlords, and there can be only one.
So those 3 floodgates, I understand there could only be one because Vanquish Shoal is being like spamming that card.
Yeah.
And I can see why. And it's a very strong card for a strong deck like Vanquish Shoal. And I can see Centuria doing it as well because They all have different typings, so I can see why they will limit it. I don't know about Gozen and Rivalry.
It's just Labyrinth.
No, it makes more sense. All right,
because George was telling me like he's always under like those three. He's always like, it's just fucking. He's like, I'm playing Lab. He's like, I was under Gozen, the Peekaboo, Rivalry, and it's like, because they only need the one. Once they have was it Silver Lady? Once they have Silver Lady on board, that's it. They don't need anything. Yeah, they're like, I'm not gonna summon. I'm just gonna floodgate you. And then keep beating you for 3,000. And then the next two were because of Europe, the Sun Valon Dryas and Sunvine Healer.
Sun Avalon. Yeah,
just because of Europe playing that deck like crazy.
And I feel like that was a good hit on those two because you need free copies of each of those. And that was a good hit. All right.
I mean, but it's like they're really hitting like, I don't want to say rogue. Maybe I'll say rogue in the US, but it's like
I think it's because Sun Avalon Rika was starting to become a menace, and it was about to hit the US. And everybody,
I don't think it was ever going to hit the US because everyone I talked to were
I play on the other card shot. I play a few players that they were playing some Avalon Rika, and to me that was like a ridiculous deck. Like no matter where I stopped them, they just continue. It's like a better version of dealing. They just play through hand traps and whatnot. You can't stop it. I was like, all right, just slow them down a little bit. That's fine. All right.
The next Ib the World Chalice Justicar.
Do we have anybody who plays level 5 to synchros? Like
also like that's a normal the vanilla monster deck. So no one's really playing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Snatch Steal to 1. Goat Steal to 1.
I mean, Snatch Steal to 1, that was kind of odd. You might as well just put Potter Green at 1 at that point, or Matt C at 1.
I've been saying bring back Potter Green.
Yeah, Potter Green at 1, everybody will have Frost. Absolutely. Yeah. Or Matt C to 1. You can't search Matt C unless you're an insect player, right? Matt C to 1 is fine by me, guys. Call me Cope.
The semi-limits was Pearly from Sleepy Memory from 3 to 2.
Which is like...
That's the one that lets you draw.
Oh, okay.
So instead of drawing 6...
You're drawing 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
You go from 6 to 4. Yeah.
What?
And also at least consistency because my friend Pearly, you get to pick 3 and then your opponent randomly picks one.
Yeah.
So, but if you pick the same 3, you're guaranteed to get it, right? Okay. So like they would just be like sleepy, pick whichever because it's still sleepy. Yeah. But now it's just like because there's that chance that you might not get it. Now you actually have to like randomly pick,
right?
And so that can like slow people down because now it's like okay, you might get sleepy or delicious or something. Next was Dino Wrestler Pankatops,
which I don't understand why they put a Pankatops too. I mean, I'm okay with it, but you have Fenrir at free,
yeah.
So like okay, so you want to have more people having more broken cards like Pank and
I was like special summon Fenrir, special summon Pankatops
because you have more monsters than I do. So
because it's funny because you know how they're like Pank really... is like it's like at home or like budget version of Fenrir. I was like, I'm playing both. And then Speedroid Terror Top.
That one
from 1 to 2.
I guess that's so they can sell Goblin Riders on the next core set.
Okay,
because it's a free level 3,
And then
the Unlimited
Infernity Archfiend just for the new Infernity support when it comes out. Unicorn to 3.
Cashier Unicorn to free. So it was 2, now it's free. And I'm like, okay.
They don't do anything, sadly.
Because a Rise Heart is still banned. So it's like, okay. Like, I'm okay if you just limit Fenrir and bring back a Rise Heart. I'm okay with that. As long as you bring back a Rise Heart, so that way you have a cashier deck that is like competitive enough to play. Like, you need to have a lot of resources for you so you can add all these cards. But having all the cash running around with no Rise Heart is like you're having a very uphill battle.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. My control to free.
My control to 3.
Which is kind of wild. I was like, okay.
It's just, I think they're trying to promote going second cards, but mind control's not that good.
It's not because you can't tribute.
You can't attack, battle. Yeah.
So it's not that. Change of Heart and Tactics is better. And Snatch Steal is 10 times better as well.
Yeah.
So mind control at free is like, sure. link it off or Etsy or Synchro off, that's the only bet you have. Otherwise, it's a dead card.
Yeah. Spellbook of Judgment. No one cares.
No one cares.
Upstart Goblin.
I played free and it was worth it. But like I said,
you didn't get drawn?
No, because I only activate the goblins when I know I'm trying to bait out their draw. And once I saw that they didn't activate draw, then I was like, all right, free draws for me.
You have the call by ready, just like draw me, bro.
Yeah, it's either I had the call by or like, all right, they didn't ask my Primera, and then didn't draw my Primera. All right, I'm just gonna go off upstart. But the problem with upstart, which again, that's what my problem is that it's a free draws, but you're giving 1,000 life points to your opponent, and if you're on time, you automatically lose.
So then that'll be a card you side out. That's what I do. If I'm giving life points, I'm like, that's why I don't like Pearly. Just I'm losing 500 and Paw Desires.
That free?
Yeah, from 2 to 3.
I mean, sure, solid players and sword players can play it. They don't really care. It's a good card. I don't know if it's done any menace right now.
And then Sprite Starter.
Yeah, that's the last card. Yeah, that's one heck of a ban list. They did a lot. They did a lot at the same time without killing much.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't completely kill Unchained. It's just Unchained now, it takes a lot more resource to be playable.
I told you this was going to be like the tier limit ban list in last December, where they were just like, we're going to unlimit like macro fissures and not kill tier. And I feel like this was kind of the same. It's like they're not killing Rescue Ace, they're not killing Unchained.
They're not killing what's the other cards that they're playing right now? Like, there's a bunch of cards that like they're like, they
didn't preemptively hit Fire Kings either.
They didn't kill Labyrinth completely. Like, Labyrinth is still a still playable deck.
They're just not doing the floodgate.
Yeah, they're not,
or they just switch it into summon limit and
summon limit or an anti-spell or skill drain, whatever, because they really don't care. Any floodgate that they had, they really don't care. They just having the free K bit stick on the field is already good enough for them.
Yeah,
it hinders you a lot more than it does on them. Like they didn't completely kill. They just hurt people. That's what they is. They hurt decks.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Until it's time to retire something, and then you're like, we're killing you. But they're gonna kill Rescue Ace eventually.
Like they did kill Tier Laments. They did kill Infernoble Knights again.
Yeah.
For how many times they have tried to. They're doing it based on to sell products, because they know they like all these decks that they kill or hit, they can get the support on the next sets or core sets.
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a deal. And I feel like
that's their way of like getting people to still like invest in the game.
Yeah.
Because like if they just like leave stuff unchecked, they're gonna be like, well, why would I play like, I don't know, like the fire dragons when I still have like full power tier,
Exactly.
Or full power, sprite or whatever. So it's like they're stopping people from playing their favorite deck because they want you to move on and play new stuff.
Which is like, that shows you like that's a good business tactic. Like it's a good thing because they want to continue to invest on their product and move on with other decks so you can play it on and so on and so on.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right.
And then when the unlimited stuff is like, it's unlimited, but it's not that powerful. So that you can still play it now.
You can still play it. You can try to add it, but it's not gonna do much.
I still think they should have hit or unhit Zodiac and Prank Kids, because it's like every format except TCG is getting Zodiac, and it's like, why is CGG so afraid of it? Again, it goes into like a 20 material Zeus, but it's like, but Pearly does it better. So.
Yeah, and I would prefer to have the Prank Meow Meow out, just so I can play Adamanticators again.
Yeah, or some fun pile decks. I know some people are playing like Prank Kids with Adventure and
other stuff.
Magician Soul.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
It was a crazy piles that they were playing with Prank Kids. Yeah, it was fun, but I guess again, in a business standpoint, that's why they leave it like that.
But it's like that's like 2 years old. Like, you can bring it back.
Yeah, I guess. Any closing thoughts?
I think I might go back to Fire King. If I can unlock the code for cashier, I'm just gonna go back to Fire King because it's very consistent. Again, I have the Diabell Star stuff. So it's just getting 3 Bonfire and getting the 2 Promethean Princess. I have every other card that, every decklist has.
Yeah.
Already. So I'm just like, I might switch back. I don't know yet.
I'm with you. I might switch back to a Punk Cash, or I might just, I don't know. I really don't know. I know that in the Nets Phantom Nightmare, the core set, I know there's some new Raid Raptor cards. I wouldn't mind playing Raid Raptors for a little bit. Mm-hmm. That's actually a very fun deck. I always enjoy it. I never play it competitively, so
yeah.
But I don't know. Again, it's the Centurion Horus is great. It's just that for certain decks or certain cards, it's just hard. I don't know. I'll go back and forth. We'll see what goes on. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys think about the state of the TCG and Yu-Gi-Oh! And what you guys think about the ban list if you're into it. Let us know in the comments down below. Let's wrap this up with these last 2 topics and hear our thoughts. All right, so I got the list of certain, because we saw the PlayStation 5 game trailer.
You did. I didn't see any of that.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No. Oh, but if you want to talk about it, you can. I don't even own a PlayStation.
All right. So basically, they released a trailer about all the games that they're releasing this year. It wasn't that big consistency. I mean, consistency. It's not that big of a deal, but PlayStation want to make like a statement like, oh yeah, we got these games that are releasing, And I know some of these games are gonna be cross-platform. So,
okay.
So they say, they're coming this year. Expect Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I cannot wait. The Last of Us Part 2 remaster. Sure. Helldivers 2. Tekken 8. Stellar Blade. Rise of the Ronin. Suicide Squad. Kill the Justice League. And some more. Let me see. Yeah, Tekken 8, Stellar Blade, Rise of the Ronin, Suicide Squad, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Prince of Persia, Concord.
Prince of Persia.
Silent Hill 2, I forgot about that. Silent Hill 2, the remake. Dragon's Dogma 2, Forever Skies, Squire, Foam Stars, the casting of Frank Stone, Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater, which is the remake of Solid Snake. Not Solid Snake, of Big Boss Snake Eater. Yeah, that's pretty much like there's not that much to cover.
You sound excited about Final Fantasy.
I'm very excited for Final Fantasy because they left me on a cliffhanger on the first remake of Final Fantasy VII, and then when they announced that it's gonna be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and it's like, oh shit, is this gonna be the last game, or are we gonna have another game? And I heard that this game itself has 3 discs that you have to install. So that's
3 discs. That's a lot.
That's a lot. It has to be that big. So I'm excited for it. Silent Hill 2 remake. I'm because I like the Resident Evil franchise. I like those style of horror games or zombie games or whatever. Silent Hill was one of those that I enjoy, but it's Konami. We'll see how it goes. The Silent Hill game that they had not too long ago, Obsession, for the online game, which was like an interactive game that involves everybody. I feel like that was more of a flop. Like it didn't catch up that much attention. I don't know, but this Silent Hill 2 game, if they did a good job on remaking this game, then we might expect a lot of remakes of Silent Hill through Konami. And that goes so well with Metal Gear Solid Delta. If Konami does its thing and does a good job out of it, and they did a good job. I don't know who's the voice actor. I don't know if it's the same voice actor, David Hayter, for Snake. I don't know. It could be someone else. It could be new. I wish it could, but you know how Konami is with Kojima games and whatnot.
Yeah.
But anyways, I guess those are like the 3 most games that I'm highly anticipated, and Rise of the Ronin as well. Every other game that I saw on PlayStation 5 is just like, I guess, I guess. Is Xbox have any anticipated games waiting for this year?
Not that I've seen. And they have, I haven't like looked up trailers and stuff.
All right. Well,
I kind of just like let my friends tell me what they want to play, and it's like, okay, we'll get it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go, guys.
Because again, I'm very more into like the multiplayer than you are.
Yeah, those are like the games. I don't know. I don't think there's much for me to talk about or us to talk about. It's just that they just announced it. And it's like, okay, at least we have a confirmation that these games are coming this year. There were speculations that they weren't coming until next year or something. So at least we know it's coming. Some of these games is like, okay, cool. I'm intrigued for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That's because that's my favorite franchise game of all. And Metal Gear Solid, I'm one of my favorites as well. And what's the other one? Silent. Yeah, those are the only three. Other than that, there's not much to it. Maybe there are a lot more games that I'm not aware of or that I totally forgot that were releasing this year. Let me know in the comments down below what games are you excited for, and as well what games did I forget. Also, the Suicide Squad game is like I don't have that much hope with it.
Who's developing it?
Rocksteady.
The
one, the same people who did Arkham, the Arkham series. They're the main people. They did this, and this is the last game with Kevin Conroy's voice.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of getting that game just because it's the last game of Kevin Conroy, just so I can hear his voice, But I'll get it like probably later, unless like later on I see people playing it a lot and they enjoying it. Then I'll get it. Otherwise, like not too thrilled. And I've seen a lot delay after delay after delay, and then people are like very skeptical. It's like, oh, this is not gonna be a good game. So, what do you think? Like, you think it'll be all right? Have you seen trailers of it? You have seen that?
I seen some gameplay. I know a lot of people are complaining about it. Oh, because people are complaining like, why does this game need a battle pass?
Oh yeah,
and I think a lot of games is like everything has a battle pass now. And then I think people are saying like it's supposed to be just like just get together and beat up the Justice League, and it's like, why does this need like a battle pass?
It's weird, and I'm surprised because it's from Rocksteady. They're the ones who did the Arkham cities. They didn't need a battle pass, so it's kind of surprising. I don't know.
I think it's like all their stockholders or whatever probably like, you need battle pass.
Probably.
Like for any new game needs a battle pass.
Probably. Anyway, guys, let us know in the comments down below. Last topic before we wrap this up. Upcoming animes are coming this year for sure, and we're very excited about it. I wrote down some of the animes, and you tell me have you heard about it or you're excited or whatnot. The first one is Kaiju number 8. Have you heard about it?
No.
Me either. I had to dig in a little bit further. And it's another Shonen Jump manga.
Another Shonen
Jump manga. And I hear good things about it. So it's gonna be an interesting one. I've seen a small of the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, all right, pique my interest. I don't know if I'm crazy enough to watch or read the manga, but I'll watch it. I'll watch it if it's good, Solo Leveling. This anime is one that everybody's hyping their tits out. Like, this is one of those animes that everybody's like, oh, I can't wait. This is gonna be the anime. This is gonna be anime show. And I look at the trailer and I'm like, I'm not too intrigued about it.
This is a manga, right?
Huh?
This is a manga?
A manga?
Oh. So manga's Japanese, manga is Korean or Chinese.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think this is I might be wrong, but I think people are saying this is not Japanese. It's Korean.
Oh, probably maybe that's why. I don't know. I just know that people are overhyping this anime, and I'm looking at the trailers. I look at this guy. It's like, bro, this guy is like the biggest pussy I've ever seen. Like you're showing me this antagonist that is a big crybaby pussy, and all of a sudden, like, oh no, this guy's the most OP character in the entire anime show. And I was like, what? What are you showing me? And something about like the face of it, like when you see the trailer, he looks like this weak little boy. And then when you see some of the stills and whatnot, you see him as this badass, evil looking motherfucker. So it's like I'm getting a little bit confused with this. What are you looking at it?
I think this one is Chinese.
Oh, it is?
I think I'm trying to see because the difference is like one letter.
Oh
my god.
Bruh.
Not freedom.
Yeah, I don't know if it's not Japanese, so I think that's why like people are
overhyping it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll try to watch an episode, see how it goes. Because I feel like it's like, I'll let you guys know. Demon Slayer, the Hashira training, they're just milking this series.
Oh, they milk every shonen.
No, now they're milking every series. Now, but which is, I get it. You don't want to do like the One Piece, the Naruto's, the Bleach, and all that stuff that you want to make an episode every week. I get that. You're doing it now by season, which is good because you're sticking with the manga source. You're not going off the rails. I'm okay with that. But Demon Slayer, they ended this manga like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we're still like at least a good 3 years before the ending of the anime. And I was like, bro, just show the fucking anime already. Do what Bleach is doing. Like show the last season every 6 months is part of it. Like don't keep me guessing every year is a new anime, you know? Like it's getting tiresome. I'm not too keen about it, even though I like the series. I'm not too keen about this season because it's all about training. And we're not gonna see, like, I thought we were gonna start seeing the last arc, which is the Infinity Castle arc. I thought we were gonna see it in this year. Nope, we're gonna probably see it next year. So I'm already like about it. Do you have any thoughts of it or just
no?
Okay, Bleach, obviously part 3 of the season. I think this is we're missing one last because they said they're gonna air 50 episodes
for one season.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They already did 25.
Okay.
And that was divided into 2. So now this is part 3, and they're gonna do a part 4 for sure. Yeah. Probably like at the end, towards the end of the year or next year. And maybe based on what the trailer I saw, it was looking like we're already at the final frontier of the manga. Anybody who watched the manga knows about this, but I already know about it. It's already like right there in the end. We'll see how they play it out. One Punch Man season 3 after 5 years. That's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that season. Series.
That's worse than Invincible, bro.
Yeah, for real. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Isn't Invincible coming back again?
Eventually. Hopefully he'll be alive.
Good Lord. I don't know. God. I haven't watched the manga. I haven't read the manga on One Punch, so I don't know what to expect. But I feel like everybody's like, "Oh, this is gonna be a 6th season." It's like, okay, Dragon Ball Daima.
We had a whole episode on it.
Yeah, I gotta go into it. I'm already done. And then I wish it could be super more of the super, so we can go with the manga. But you know,
yeah.
And last and not least, My Hero Academia.
Speaking of trailers, did you see the Arcane trailer?
The Arcane? No, I haven't.
Season 2, I think, came out like on Thursday.
Oh, I think that's what everybody was talking about. I haven't piqued my interest on that though. Is it good?
Like, you haven't seen Arcane?
No.
Okay. So I don't play League of Legends. I'm not into that.
Yeah.
I thought, like, coming into it blind, not knowing anything about League, I thought it was a good series.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is me looking at it as someone that doesn't like League. I thought it was an amazing, like, show, and I'm hyped for season 2.
So where is it? On Netflix?
Netflix.
Okay. So it's actually a good show to watch.
Yeah.
Without not knowing anything.
Without not knowing anything, it is a very good show. Very interesting. Good.
So they announced the second season and it's coming out this year.
Yeah. And it's like Invincible. It took like 2 years for the trailer, bro. But apparently they're like a very small studio. I think it's like, it might be a French studio. I might be wrong on that. I don't want to be quoted, but they're a small studio. That's why it's taking forever. But it's a very good like show, very plot driven.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And like the art is amazing. If you know anything about League, just going into just being like, this is like me looking at it as a show, right, judging it as a show.
Yeah.
Very good. And I recommend it.
All right. I'll give it a shot then.
Yeah.
I'll definitely gonna give it a shot. The last thing I'll say with the My Hero, well, you already saw my sigh, my disappointment. And it's because that one feels the most that's getting dragged.
Okay.
That one's feeling more dragged. And especially me reading the manga right now, like I feel everything is all over the place. Like I feel like it lost its directional image because like everything's like, what is going on? Like I need to watch the series so I can understand what the fuck happened in the manga because I have no idea what's going on. And we're already towards the end of the series, which is gladly like they need to finish this. But I don't know, like everything is getting like
I'm gonna watch Godzilla tonight.
Yes.
The
next time we'll talk about it. Yeah. Good, man. Other mangas that I highly recommend people read if you want to read. Jujutsu Kaisen is getting better. I think it's getting towards the end. I think it'll end the series this year. I don't know, but it's getting good. Oh yeah, and this new Shonen Jump series is called Kagurabachi. Very good. I read the first 3 chapters and I got hooked right away. Very good. It's it's like every other Shonen Jump. There's this main protagonist that has a bad history of something traumatic, and now he's taking his arms and battling the forces of evil right now.
Yeah.
But this one has a much more darker tone, and it's very good. That the story itself is good, and it's not a fast pace. It's going on its good pace and whatnot, and there's more story to develop even more. So it's brand new. Highly recommend if anybody reads manga, guys. Kagurabachi, I believe that's the full name. And then because it's that good, pretty sure we're gonna get an anime adaptation. 100%, it's gonna happen. But that's pretty much it, my man. Any other final thoughts?
Yeah. I'm dropping this on you. This is a TikTok trend right now. Uh-oh. Name 5 black superheroes without lightning power. Name 5 black superheroes that don't have lightning power. So you can't say Black Lightning.
Yeah. Or Static Shock.
Static Shock. You can say Static Shock.
Black.
Yes.
Black Panther.
Good.
What's the superhero name from the Invincible? The black guy?
Black Samson.
Black Samson. Holy crap, you're making me think that bad. Oh, Luke Cage.
Yes.
Luke Cage.
I love Luke Cage.
Yeah. But you're still making me think hard. War Machine.
Yeah, Rhodey. Yeah.
Rhodey. Would you consider Nick Fury a superhero, or he's more of the leader of the?
The comments might be racist, but they keep saying no because his comic counterpart is white.
Oh, gotcha.
And his actor choice just happened to. I would accept it, but
okay. Cyborg from the DC universe.
Yeah. Okay, you got 5.
Yeah. He doesn't use his stuff is machine and it's plasma. So no, he doesn't use lightning.
You got it.
Yeah. Why?
A lot of people can't. Okay, and then they go. So you name 5 without lightning. Can you name 10? So can you name 5 more that have they could have lightning? So we already said Static Shock and
Black Lightning.
So you need to name just 3 more.
I need characters. 3 more black that has characters. Lightning.
No, they don't need to. Just 3 more black characters.
Storm.
Okay. No one got Storm.
Really? No one got Storm?
People were not getting Storm. Yeah.
That's odd because Storm is
one of the main X-Men. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's very well known.
Yeah.
Very well known. 2 more that they could or could not have lightning. They're black. I know I'm probably blanking out, but I'm and it could be any superhero. It doesn't matter what genre or what studio. Could be any superhero. Okay. Oob from Dragon Ball.
Let's not do anime.
Okay. My bad. Let's not do anime.
Yeah. That's not really superhero. That's just
well, technically,
yeah.
All right, 2 more I can name. Spawn.
Yes, thank you.
Isn't Spawn?
Yes.
He may be an anti-hero, but he's still a hero.
Spawn was accepted in the
comics. So Spawn. 1 more. What's his name from The Boys?
A-Train.
No, but not A-Train. A-Train, I consider A-Train as a villain, but he's a hero.
Yeah, he's a superhero. His job is superhero.
Yeah, his job is to save people and whatnot, be a superhero. A-Train. No, I wasn't thinking about A-Train. I was thinking about from The Boys, the actual boys.
Mother's Milk.
Mother's Milk, yeah.
MM, yeah.
MM. Would you consider MM a superhero? In that sense? Mother's Milk?
In the comics, yeah. In the show, no, because he's not. But I'll take it. A-Train was accepted.
All right, A-Train or Mother's Milk, whichever is accepted. All right, I named those 5. In fact, I named
5 and then 10.
Yeah, 10. Yeah.
You did good. They're just blank, bro.
Really?
Yeah. Because that's the joke. It's or not a joke, but it's the trope is most black superheroes just have lightning power. So then they were trying to say can you name 5 that don't have lightning power?
And I did. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that just shows you how big of a geeks we are.
We are.
Because because we can name there's probably a lot more that I blanked out.
Yeah, Hancock.
Fuck, Hancock, you're right.
Frozone.
Who?
Frozone
From
Incredibles.
Bruh.
I didn't watch Incredibles, but I know about the character.
Everyone knows. Where's my super suit?
Where's my super suit woman?
Green Lantern. John Stewart.
John Stewart, you're right. Green Lantern. Yeah. Then how did I blank that one out?
And then if you go to DC, Mr. Terrific.
You're right, Mr. Terrific. I feel like Mr. Terrific, I can see why people will blank out because he's not that big,
that known,
that well known. Like Green Lantern is known, Static Shock is known, Black Lightning is known. But Mr. Terrific is like, okay, it is something, but not that much. Okay, I can see that. Wow.
But people always forget Hancock.
Damn, Hancock. Fuck, you're right. He ends up being a superhero at the end of it. Yeah.
You passed. I'm proud of you.
There you go, guys. I just proved my geek worthiness. I know my stuff. And I named people that people would have not guessed it right away.
Yeah. Dude, Storm was crazy because
how did people not guess Storm from the very beginning?
So some people were naming like other X-Men, and in the interviews they're like, you're forgetting one. You're forgetting a main person. They're like, Wolverine's not black. And it's like,
oh my
it's not Wolverine.
Oh my God, bro. What?
Like, and when they said Storm, they're like, oh my God, I'm an idiot. Like every video I've seen, like no one can name Storm for some reason.
But then again, those are like the only free black people that I know that they have lightning or have the powers of lightning. What other black people they say that, oh yeah, it has lightning powers? I didn't know there were a lot more of that. Was there? That I wasn't aware?
I think it's just like the famous 3 just have lightning powers. So and then they were trying to say that's a trope.
That's a trope, bro.
Yeah, no, yeah. Because we just named a bunch that don't.
Yeah. And not only did we name a bunch that don't, what other ones that they do have them?
Yeah. Oh, one of the worst ones I read was someone trying to argue that Miles Morales has lightning powers.
No.
And that's one you forgot. Miles Morales.
I mean, would you?
Yeah, his dad is black.
His dad is black. Yeah, he's half Puerto Rican, half black. Yeah. Yes, you're right.
But like, yeah, because someone like named it, and then they're like, no, he has electric powers. And I'm like,
no, he does not.
That's weird.
That's not. It doesn't. He doesn't have electric powers. Like his power up. He has spider sense abilities, just like any other Spider-Man universe you can think of. His suit, however, doesn't. It's not that he has electric powers. Is that he's allowed to charge up other people's electricity and fires it back. It's not something that he can just willy-nilly and just shoot it like that. No, he has to charge. Yeah. He has to touch something to charge up, and then he can shoot it. But it's not an electric power. I wouldn't consider that as a power that he can use freely. Like Static Shock can just shock people right away.
He doesn't wield lightning.
No, he doesn't.
Miles Morales does not wield lightning. I was like, that's an acceptable answer, but some people were like, the interviews were like, no. And I'm like, that's crazy.
No, I wouldn't name that. Damn, that's what's happening in TikTok trends, bro.
Yeah, a bunch of videos are just name 5 without lightning or just name 10 in general. Wow. And some people like could not pass. They'll get stuck at like 5 or 6.
There you go, guys. I proved my worthiness. I am one of you. Okay. Well, next time bring me something like that and see if we can, find a nice little looking trend like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else before we sign up?
No, it's a good 2024 so far. Let's keep going.
Let's keep going, guys. Guys, let us know in the comments down below what other black characters you can come up with that are superheroes that don't have lightning power, or name 10 or 20 of them overall in general, if you can, Let us know in the comments down below what you guys think about what's this year gonna be, what's gonna bring you guys. And, we're all excited for this year, guys. Before we wrap it up, plug yourself out, let the whole world where they can follow you.
Mike Phoenix Hero on Instagram and YouTube. I make YouTube videos about Yu-Gi-Oh! If you guys have any suggestions, I'll make the videos. I mostly do like deck profiles and like unboxing of products.
Yeah.
But yeah, come check me out.
Absolutely. And stay tuned for my first unboxing product from my Christmas gift given to my wife. I'm very excited about it. It's already recorded. I'm just having a little bit of issues with the videos, but it's already there. We got this. So Mike, thank you for coming over to the show and being the first episode of the year, guys. And guys, thank you guys for tuning in. And remember, like and subscribe for your weekly episodes and turn on the notification here at AWGC Podcast or A Wolf and Geeks Clothing. You can also check youtube.com/AWGC Podcast. You know, you can also check the audio version on SoundCloud, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts at either Wolves and Music or the Lone Wolf Podcast, where you can check all my latest episodes. You can definitely find them right there, guys. Comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts, share experiences. If you guys got a specific topic you want us to cover, please let us know in the comments down below. We'll do our best to cover it on the next episode. So, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one, guys.
Let's go.
2024. Peace.